Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. This time, we're looking at something pretty exciting, buying a house in the U.S.
It looks like you might be thinking about taking the plunge yourself.
Yeah, you sent us some great material all about it.
And one of the things you sent over was a video tour of a model home,
That's right.
which is a pretty smart way to get a feel for what's out there, even before you start seriously house hunting.
So let's talk about these model homes for a minute, for those who've never seen one.
Yeah.
What exactly is a model home?
Well, basically think of it as a little taste of what could be. It's a house that's fully decorated and everything,
Okay.
all meant to help you visualize yourself living in that space.
Gotcha.
And builders really, they go all out, they'll add furniture and appliances and even those little details to make it feel like a real home.
Oh yeah, it's like walking into a magazine spread,
Right.
you know.
Exactly.
But here's the thing, and this is where I kind of chuckled when I was looking at the material. You don't actually get the house with all the fancy stuff. Right.
All that furniture and the art on the wall, sometimes even the food they put in the kitchen.
Yeah.
It's all staging.
Right.
It's there to kind of evoke an emotional response, to get you thinking, oh, I could see myself cooking in that kitchen or relaxing in that living room.
Yeah, like that fake apple they put on the counter. You don't get to eat that.
No.
I heard a story about someone actually trying to eat a fake apple in a model home.
Oh, wow.
Really highlights how you know you can get caught up in the moment.
Yeah, for sure. It's a good reminder that model homes are really a sales tool, a way to showcase the potential of a property. What you see isn't necessarily what you get.
So let's take a virtual tour of this model home, shall we? First impression, and I think those really matter.
Absolutely.
And this house definitely has curb appeal. We've got that classic American driveway leading up to a garage and, of course, a front porch.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect spot for, a couple rocking chairs, a pitcher of lemonade.
The front porch is a great example of how American homes often kind of blend that indoor-outdoor living,
Yeah.
a space for socializing, connecting with neighbors, or just enjoying some fresh air.
And no front porch is complete without a doorbell.
Right.
It's like a friendly invitation to come on in.
Yeah, even those little details like a doorbell, they contribute to that overall sense of welcome and hospitality.
All right. Stepping inside, now we're greeted by a half bath. I remember being really confused by that term when I first heard it.
I bet. It's definitely a common feature in U.S. homes, though. Essentially, it's a bathroom with just a toilet and a sink.
Oh, okay.
No shower or bathtub.
Gotcha.
Sometimes called a powder room. Usually it's located on the main floor, kind of for guests.
Okay. Very convenient when you're entertaining. Moving on into the heart of the home, the living room. This one is spacious.
Yeah.
They've got those high 9-foot ceilings.
Yeah, ceiling height, it can make such a dramatic difference to the feeling of a space.
Oh, for sure.
Higher ceilings tend to create that sense of grandeur and openness.
It does. It really opens it up.
Subtle, but an important detail.
And of course, we can't forget the kitchen. This one's like a dream come true for anyone who loves to cook. Fully equipped with appliances.
Yeah, did you notice they didn't actually show a refrigerator?
Oh, that's right. They didn't.
That's actually pretty common when you're buying a house in the U.S. You often have to buy your own fridge separately.
Oh, that's interesting.
Might seem odd, but it gives buyers the flexibility to choose one that, fits their needs and style.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, next up we have the dining area. Beautifully lit. Perfect for those family dinners.
Love that.
Right next to the kitchen. Makes serving and cleaning up a breeze.
And that open flow between the kitchen and the dining area is a really popular feature in modern homes.
Yeah.
Encourages a sense of togetherness, makes entertaining so much easier.
For sure.
Yeah.
Let's head upstairs now to the master bedroom. This is usually the largest bedroom in the house.
Yeah.
And this one definitely doesn't disappoint.
Often comes with its own en-suite bathroom. And this one has a walk-in closet.
A walk-in closet. Oh my gosh. Talk about a dream come true.
I know. They've become kind of a symbol of luxury and convenience.
Yeah, they're more than just a place to store clothes. It's like a haven for getting ready in the morning or winding down at night.
Absolutely.
And this model home, they didn't forget about the kids.
No.
One of the bedrooms was decked out with bunk beds.
Bunk beds are a classic for maximizing space in a kid's room.
Yeah.
Perfect for siblings or sleepovers with friends.
That's a good point. All right. Venturing down to the basement now, this is where things get interesting. They showed us both a finished basement, which could be used as an extra living space, and an unfinished basement, which is basically a blank canvas.
Basements offer so much potential.
Yeah.
A finished basement can add so much valuable living space. While an unfinished basement, it provides storage, maybe the opportunity to create a really custom space.
And this particular house had a total of 5 levels. 3 above ground and 2 below. That's a lot of house.
That is a lot of house.
They also had a mix of flooring hardwood on the main level and carpet on the stairs.
Choosing the right flooring is such an important decision. Hardwood is so durable and elegant, while carpet adds warmth and comfort.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And finally, we step out into the backyard.
Yeah.
Perfect place for, barbecues or outdoor games or simply relaxing in the sunshine.
Yeah, the backyard is an extension of the living space, offering all those opportunities for recreation gardening or just enjoying the fresh air.
Speaking of gardens, I noticed a difference in how they use that term compared to, British English.
Oh, yeah.
In the U.S., garden usually refers to a specific area for growing plants,
Okay.
while in British English, it often means the whole outdoor space.
Huh, interesting. Good reminder that even familiar words can have slightly different meanings, in different cultures.
Right. Okay, so we've taken a whirlwind tour of this model home, and it's definitely sparked some house envy in me. But let's get down to the nitty-gritty. How does one actually buy a house in the U.S.?
Well, the home buying process can seem complicated, but it essentially boils down to two main options: buying with cash or buying with a loan.
Cash seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
You simply pay the full price of the house up front.
Right, exactly. It streamlines the process a lot, but it requires, a significant amount of upfront capital. Most buyers, though, they choose to finance their purchase with a loan, commonly known as a mortgage.
The mortgage, that word can make even the bravest homebuyer a little nervous.
Yeah.
Can you break down what a mortgage is and how it works?
So a mortgage is essentially a loan that's specifically for buying a house. You borrow money from a lender, and then you repay that loan plus interest over a set period of time,
Okay.
typically 15 or 30 years.
So instead of paying the entire price of the house all at once, you're spreading it out over many years.
Exactly.
But I know there's this thing called a down payment. What exactly is that?
A down payment is a portion of the purchase price that you pay upfront. It's usually a percentage of the total price, and it basically reduces the amount that you need to borrow through the mortgage.
So a bigger down payment means a smaller loan, which probably translates to lower monthly payments.
Exactly. And it can also impact your interest rate. So a larger down payment often means you'll qualify for a lower rate.
What are some of the things that determine how much of a down payment someone needs to make?
Well, lenders look at a variety of factors. Your credit score, your work history, your legal status.
Yeah.
They want to assess your financial stability and the risk involved in lending you money.
So having a good credit score and a steady job history definitely helps.
Exactly. And the type of loan you choose also plays a role. So some government-backed loans, like FHA loans, are designed to make homeownership more accessible
Right.
and might allow for lower down payments.
So let's say you found a house you love.
Yeah.
Your offer has been accepted. You've got your financing in order. What happens next?
Then comes the closing process. This is where you finalize all the paperwork, sign a mountain of documents, including the mortgage agreement, and officially transfer ownership of the property.
I've heard stories about closing day being really stressful with all the legalities and paperwork involved.
It can be a little overwhelming, but it's also an exciting moment.
Yeah.
It's the culmination of all your hard work and the moment you officially become a homeowner.
They mentioned in the model home tour that a $600,000 house might have a $5,000 monthly payment. But they were quick to point out that this is just an example, and actual mortgage payments vary widely.
Yeah, it's crucial to remember that a mortgage payment is kind of like a custom-tailored suit. It's not one size fits all. Factors like the interest rate, the length of the loan, and the size of your down payment, all those play a role in determining your monthly payment.
Speaking of interest rates and loan terms, could you explain how those impact the overall cost of the mortgage?
Sure. Think of interest rates as the cost of borrowing money. They fluctuate based on market conditions. And a lower interest rate means you'll pay less interest over the life of the loan. The loan term, on the other hand, is the length of time you have to repay the mortgage.
Okay.
So a shorter term, like 15 years, typically means higher monthly payments but lower overall interest costs. A longer term, like 30 years, will have lower monthly payments but higher overall interest paid.
So it's a trade-off between paying less each month and paying less overall.
Exactly. Choosing the right loan term depends on your financial goals and priorities.
Right.
It's a decision that's best made with the guidance of a financial advisor, someone who can help you weigh the pros and cons.
So we've talked about mortgages, down payments, interest rates. It's clear that buying a house involves some serious financial planning.
Absolutely.
But what about the emotional side of things?
Buying a home is a huge decision, not just financially, but emotionally. It's about finding a place where you can put down roots, build a life, and create memories.
I love that perspective.
Yeah.
It's about more than just bricks and mortar. It's about creating a space that reflects your personality and your dreams.
Yeah. Exactly. It's about finding a place that feels like home.
They touched on this in the model home tour, the idea that a house should resonate with you on a deeper level.
Right. It's about finding a place that supports your lifestyle, your hobbies, your aspirations.
It's about imagining yourself cooking in that kitchen gathering with friends in that living room or watching your kids play in that backyard.
And it's about feeling a sense of belonging, of becoming part of a community.
Speaking of community, I think it's important to remember that the U.S. housing market is incredibly diverse. What might be considered a dream home in one part of the country could be completely different in another.
That's a great point. Location plays a huge role in shaping the home buying experience. It influences the types of homes available, the price points, and even the lifestyle you can expect.
It's about finding a neighborhood that aligns with your values, your interests, and your vision for the future.
Absolutely. Do you want to be in the heart of a bustling city, or do you prefer a quiet suburban life? Do you prioritize access to parks and nature, or are you drawn to cultural attractions and nightlife?
These are all important questions to consider when deciding where to put down roots.
And it's not just about the neighborhood itself, it's about the people who live there. Do you see yourself connecting with your neighbors, building friendships, and becoming part of a close-knit community?
It's about finding a place where you feel welcome, supported, and truly at home.
Exactly. And that sense of belonging can make all the difference in the world. It's what transforms a house into a home.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today, from the nuts and bolts of mortgages and down payments to the more emotional aspects of finding the perfect place to call home.
We've explored the practical considerations like financing and location, but we've also delved into the heart of what makes homeownership so special.
Right.
The sense of belonging, the opportunity to create a space that reflects your personality, and the chance to build a future filled with memories.
And speaking of memories, it's almost time to wrap up this deep dive into the world of home buying in the U.S.
But before we do, I'd like to leave our listener with a few final thoughts to ponder as they embark on this exciting journey. What we've discussed today can help you understand the process, but ultimately finding the right home is a deeply personal experience. Trust your instincts. Don't be afraid to ask questions. And remember, this is an investment not just in a property, but in your future.
Beautifully said. So as you start exploring the world of real estate, think about what truly matters to you. What kind of lifestyle do you envision? What are your must-haves in a home? What kind of community do you want to be a part of? And most importantly, remember to enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
Finding the right house can be an adventure full of twists and turns, but it's ultimately a journey toward creating a place where you can truly thrive. Thanks for taking us along on this deep dive. We hope it's been helpful as you navigate the exciting, sometimes overwhelming world of buying a house in the U.S.
And remember, knowledge is power. The more you understand the process, the more confident you'll be in making decisions that are right for you.
Until next time, happy house hunting. So to wrap up this deep dive, is there anything else you think our listeners should keep in mind when it comes to buying a house?
I think just remembering that every situation is different.
Yeah.
What works for one person might not work for another. It's really all about finding what's right for you, your individual circumstances. And don't be afraid to ask for help along the way. There are so many resources available, whether it's a realtor, a financial advisor, or even friends and family who've been through the process.
That's such great advice. And I think it's so easy to get caught up in, the excitement of house hunting and forget about those important details. So it's really important to do your research, talk to experts, and really make sure you're making the best decision for yourself. Well, this has been a fascinating look into the world of home buying in the U.S. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you found it informative and maybe even a little bit inspiring.
It's a big decision, but it can be such a rewarding one, too.
And remember, whether you're just starting to think about buying a house or you're already in the thick of it, we're here to support you every step of the way. So until next time, happy house hunting.